Welcome to a very special edition of the Busted Open Podcast, emergency podcast. Let's effing go, because here we are immediately after Elimination Chamber. My voice is already sore from yelling and screaming at The Rock in the middle of the ring tonight. And I'm going to try to wrap this around my brain and my head, and I'm sure everybody that was watching Elimination Chamber is trying to do exactly the same thing. I cannot believe what we just saw. I don't even know where to start, my God. I mean, a bloodied Cody Rhodes laid out in the middle of the ring in Toronto, but we finally seen it after all this time. I mean, the 15 plus years that Busted Open has been on the air, we never thought we would actually see it happen. And now that he only has 10 months to go in his career, John Cena has finally turned heel right before WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. And did you see it coming? Because I got to tell you, I didn't see it coming. I never would have thought that John Cena would turn heel this close to his retirement, waiting this long to finally pull the trigger. And let's just kind of go by what we saw really quick. Men's Elimination Chamber match. But let me just give kudos to the entire PLE tonight. I mean, the women killed it. Everybody killed it. The tag match, the unsanctioned match. And we'll try to get into that. And I'm sure we'll talk a lot about it on Monday. Myself, Mark Henry, and Bully Ray. Jonathan Hood and Justin will be breaking it down first thing Sunday morning, but that's on SiriusXM Fight Nation. But let me talk about it right here with you. John Cena wins the chamber. Right away, the crowd booed. They wanted to see CM Punk. If there was ever a doubt that the WWE Universe was going to take CM Punk's side, if it ever came down to both Cena and Punk, those questions were answered in Toronto tonight. John Cena wins the Elimination Chamber. John Cena's out there. John Cena does not leave, and we hear Cody's entrance theme hit. Out comes Cody Rhodes, your WWE Universal Champion, and then comes The Rock. And The Rock comes out, and, man, the one line that hit me hard that The Rock said to Cody Rhodes, and that is, if you don't accept me as your brother, I accept you as my champion. If you don't do it, your dream dies again. When I heard that, I was like, wow. And then I don't know if I can drop an F-bomb on YouTube or not. I can. Then you hear Cody Rhodes say, go fuck yourself. And the whole night, we couldn't even get the holy shit chants from the WWE Universe in Toronto. They were bleeping it out like it was an episode of NXT on a Tuesday night. And then we hear clearly, for the world to hear, Cody Rhodes say to The Rock, go fuck yourself. I'm adding the middle fingers. That's from Dave LaGreca, Rock. That's from me. Because Cody has been saying what I have been saying every single day on Busted Open. And if you want to sue me, YouTube, send the fine Violetta LaGreca, because I ain't paying it. Go fuck yourself. To The Rock. For everybody to hear in Toronto. And then we saw something I never... And I got to tell you, I was actually at my buddy Mike's house right down the street in beautiful downtown Vernon, New Jersey. And then I saw a look from John Cena that I had never seen before. And if the sneakers he was wearing tonight didn't scare you, if the jorts from 1997 didn't scare you, look that John Cena gave when he was staring at The Rock, I'm shivers down my spine. I got to tell you, like, I have never seen a look like that from John Cena, and we get to John. And I don't know what Travis Scott was doing in there. At one point, it looked like he was texting somebody. The Sage. I don't know what the hell that guy was doing in the ring. But whatever. He added a little accoutrement to what was going on at the end of Elimination Chamber. And then they bloodied Cody Rhodes. Busted open. I don't even take pride in saying that, even though I'm wearing the shirt. Shout out to David in Kansas, who over this weekend got a busted open tattoo, which I will talk about on Monday. That's right. He didn't go with the LaGreca head tattoo that I thought he was going to get. But shout out to Dave in Kansas. They got a busted open tattoo this weekend to celebrate Elimination Chamber. And who knows, maybe busted open going 24/7 before 2025 is said and done. But yes, John Cena has turned heel. And I got to give credit to everybody. Give credit to everybody that was on this show. I even give credit to Travis Scott, because I think he actually added to what we saw from The Rock and John Cena. A little insult to injury at the end of that to Cody Rhodes. And this is where I got to give The Rock credit. When The Rock wants to be cheered, he gets cheered. But when The Rock wants to get booed, he gets booed. And last year, I don't think that was the plan. This year, it was the plan, and he's played it to it. Of course, he's got to chase Doug. They got to have the, 3.5-minute video before the men's elimination chamber about all The Rock's successes over the last year. They have to show that video and how much he's given to TKO in the WWE. He's got to chase the hug. What a big box office star he is. But when he's in the ring and the cameras are on him in the WWE, he's hated. I hate him. You hate him. We all hate The Rock. And now, John Cena, and there's been times we have booed him. There have been times you get the John Cena sucks. But for the first time in John Cena's career, in a very, 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 very long time, John Cena's the bad guy. John Cena's the heel. This isn't just like, all right, John Cena stepping in Chicago against CM Punk, so he's going to get booed. Or John Cena stepping in Madison Square Garden, so he's going to get booed. No, John Cena in Vegas at WrestleMania 41 is going to get booed in front of a stadium full of people. And it's the way it is supposed to be. John Cena, a heel, with just 10 months before he says goodbye. And I wish I had more time to talk about the women. The women, great job by Jade. Congratulations to Bianca Belair. Tiffy time. Trish Stratus, congratulations to them. Unsanctioned match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was crazy, was insane. But all anybody's going to be talking about is the end of that Elimination Chamber. John Cena wins. He goes on to WrestleMania 41 to face a bloodied Cody Rhodes. And make no mistake, and I think we're about 50 days away, I believe, from WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Don't forget, Busted Open will be in Vegas. We'll be at Circa on Thursday. We're going to do a master's class. Myself, Mark Henry, Tommy Dreamer, Bully Ray. And we're going to have a big bash on Saturday, Vegas style. And who knows, I may have to celebrate extra hard on Saturday, because come Sunday, my guy Cody Rhodes may no longer be your Universal Champion. Because over the next 50 days, The Rock is going to make Cody Rhodes' life a living nightmare. He calls himself the American Nightmare. He is going to live a nightmare over the course of the next 50 days before we get to Las Vegas and WrestleMania 41. I can't even say congratulations to John Cena, because as much as I express how I feel about The Rock, John Cena, fuck you too. And your ALB sneakers or whatever the hell you're wearing. Those sneakers are for 65-year-old men. You're not retired yet. You still got 10 months to go. You should be embarrassed by the way you look. Go back with the haircut you used to have 7 years ago and hide the bald spot on the top of your head. You're embarrassing yourself. And now you embarrass yourself further by aligning yourself with the final boss, The Rock. I got my ticket. I've already punched my ticket to WrestleMania, thanks to SiriusXM. And the big boss, the real final boss, Eddie Brasili. Ridiculous. Amazing, amazing show. This may have been one of the best Elimination Chambers I've ever seen. From start to finish, yelling and screaming at the top of my lungs. Mike's never going to let me back in his house again. I woke up his kids. They should have been in bed 2 hours ago because I'm yelling and screaming. They couldn't get any sleep. Wife's never going to have me get back into the house again. You kidding me? I got to get some questions. Paul, do we have questions on YouTube for me? I need to answer some questions.
Yes, we definitely have some YouTube questions.
Am I the only one that feels this way, Paul?
You are not the only one that feels this way. That is for sure. There are tons of people that are like, get him, Dave, basically. They enjoyed the F.U. Cena. They enjoyed the you're wearing shoes of a 65-year-old man. That was a good one, a good zinger.
Yes.
All right, you want some questions?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, let us start with, all right, this is an important question, I think. Who's
it from? Who's it from?
It is from, I'm going to send the question right now. It is from, like, weird symbols, so not really a name.
All right,
but the question is,
okay.
But the question is, yeah, F.U. Cena and your 65-year-old kicks. But the question is, Cena's winning number 17, isn't he? Do you think he's winning 17 at Mania?
You know what? We've been talking about it on Busted Open. I really do feel that Cena's last match is going to be against Randy Orton. Randy Orton's up there. I think Randy Orton's at 14 world championships, so he's not far away. But John Cena, Ric Flair is tied at 16. And I have always said that the WWE is not going to want somebody like Ric Flair, who's mostly known for his run in the NWA as an NWA World Heavyweight Champion, to hold that record. When it's all said and done, I believe it's going to be held by John Cena. And, man, I'm a Cody guy. You know my heart is with Cody. But, man, it's going to be hard to bet against John Cena at WrestleMania 41. We may see a new champion. We may see a new Universal WWE champion at WrestleMania 41. And he may be a 17-time world champion before it's all said and done. And you know, for people who are saying, no way, no that's not going to happen. Why? Did you think John Cena was actually going to turn heel tonight? I didn't see it coming until I actually saw it happening. What else you got, Paul?
So there's another question that assumes, like, if Cena wins, who his opponent would be. So Joe Silva asks, like, Cena wins and then Roman beats him at SummerSlam? Is that possible?
That's possible, too. Roman's got to fit into this equation somehow. Couple things that you guys have to remember. When it comes to CM Punk, he still has that favor. Now, all right, and I've asked this question as well. How does he ask the favor to Heyman? Well, now Heyman's aligned with Roman. Roman's aligned with the final boss, The Rock. We saw The Rock put the Ulafala around Roman's neck, the Monday Night Raw, the debut episode on Netflix. So maybe CM Punk somehow finds, Roman somehow has to find his way as well. Like, there's a lot of, we know the top. We know that it's going to be Rhea and Bianca. We know it's going to be Tiffy and it's going to be Charlotte Flair. We know what we're seeing on the men's side with the World Championship, Gunther and Jey Uso, and we now know it's John Cena and Cody Rhodes. But everything else is wide open. Where does Punk fit in? Where does Drew fit in? Where does Seth Rollins fit in? Where does Roman fit in? There are a lot of questions when it comes to the rest of this card at WrestleMania 41. Is it maybe Randy and Kevin Owens after what we saw tonight with Randy Orton coming back? We got to talk about that as well. Randy Orton, comes back after that unsanctioned match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That's done. That's the blow-off match. I don't think you can do anything past that when it comes to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And then it was weird. Randy Orton teased pointing at the WrestleMania sign, but he didn't do it. Like, he went to point at it, but he didn't do it. I don't know if he wanted to maybe not show his hand so soon, but I would have to think after we saw it tonight, it'd be Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 41. All right, Paul, what else you got?
Yeah, Eric Proctor asked, like, now do we see the Punk favor factor in? Could we see a triple threat match, basically, at WrestleMania?
I know that a lot of people are going to be saying, does he cash in his favor now? Is it a three-way at WrestleMania? After what I saw tonight, I honestly don't want to see that. I just want to see John Cena and Cody Rhodes face-to-face, one-on-one. That's what I want to see as your main event of WrestleMania 41. Now, that's as of right this moment after what I saw tonight. Could they do something over the next, 6 weeks that makes me say, you know what? I want to see a little bit more? That's very, very possible. But as of right now, this moment, I don't want to see anybody else in the ring with Cody Rhodes but John Cena. All right, Paul, what else you got?
Yeah, Buddy Bruh asks, do you think we could ever see John be a face again?
No, I can't see after aligning himself with The Rock that what now Cena turns on The Rock. I don't know if that makes sense. Does John Cena's career continue more than the 10? Can they wrap up this story in less than a year with John Cena? I guess. I don't know. I think it would be disingenuous that 10 months before retirement, he turns heel for the first time, and then over the course of the next 10 months, he turns babyface again. I mean, could that happen at WrestleMania 41 where he loses to Cody and then he passes the torch to Cody and shakes his hand? Maybe. But I think there's more of a chance of possibly John Cena winning that championship and winning a 17th title. I mean, I don't know. It could go either way. It's going to be interesting. I mean, it's always, WrestleMania is always a must. But after what we just saw tonight, I mean, people were confused last week on SmackDown about this whole soul thing and what does it mean and where is this going? I mean, if people were confused or not interested by The Rock's repetitive promo on SmackDown last week, totally erase everything that you saw last week. It makes sense. They connected the dots, but all you're going to remember is what you saw tonight. And just like last year, when we saw that press conference, and that, if you remember, that press conference was in Vegas with Roman, and he showed the whole family tree. I mean, that was in Vegas last year, and I remember speaking to Paul. I went and saw that press conference with Paul, our producer, and I was like, oh my God, I was super excited. Couldn't wait to talk about it. It's the same thing right now. I could not wait to jump on the air and talk about what we saw tonight at Elimination Chamber. And once again, boom, I think there was, before Elimination Chamber started, there was like a little over 5,000 tickets left for WrestleMania that was unsold. Good luck trying to get one of those 5,000 tickets after what we saw tonight. Because if you weren't sold on WrestleMania, they sold you on WrestleMania tonight. All right, Paul, what do you got?
Yeah. Is this bigger than Hogan's heel turn? That is from Billy Ellis.
It's one of the greatest heel turns ever. Now, is it bigger than the Hogan heel turn, Bash at the Beach, the Third Man? That's tough. I mean, that is, to me, the greatest heel turn in the history of pro wrestling. I don't think that's there, but this is in the top. This is in the top 5. To me, this is top 5 greatest heel turns of all time. I smell a new LaGreca laminated list. I may have to book the Gramercy Theory one more time for another LaGreca Live laminated list, because I smell a new list. I got to rip up the list. I got to rip it up. I got to figure it. I got to rip up the last one. It doesn't mean shit anymore. It's done, because now I got to redo the list after what I saw tonight with John Cena. So if I have one, I have a top 10 heel turns of all time that is now done. I have to revise it for 2025 because, yes, John Cena's heel turn is in the top 10, possibly, maybe even top 3, maybe even number 2 greatest heel turn of all time. What else you got, Paul?
Yeah, question about this. So now that we've seen the heel turn executed, D-Rock Jams, he wants to know, he says, I couldn't be less interested in this storyline. Why not CM Punk? Would you have preferred CM Punk to be the one?
No. I don't know, and here's why. I don't know if the fans would have bought into CM Punk. I don't know if, CM Punk, corporate CM Punk, if the fans would have. CM Punk's fans are loyal. So, and what's CM Punk's character? Going against the system, and they would go against it. And I feel like there would still be a portion of fans that would support CM Punk. But John Cena, it's just a completely different thing. Because CM Punk, he would be like, all right, he'd do it, he'd play along, but at some point, he would turn the tables on The Rock. With John Cena, he just didn't see it coming. The guy's about to retire, has granted more from Make-A-Wish than any other athlete. Think about that. NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL. I don't know how many. I mean, think about it. He has granted more wishes. WWE, TKO, corporate WWE. Yeah, I still would not believe in their poster guy, their man, the one that has been the face of this company for so long, that has done so good for all these different charities, that they would actually pull the trigger on him turning heel. But that's exactly what happened tonight in Toronto. So, no, to answer the question, to me, John Cena was the perfect person for this story. All right, Paul, what do you got?
So I got a couple of questions that are kind of like, who does Cody have as allies? And relatedly, Michael Lanning asks the question. Michael Lanning asks the question, where does Triple H fit in all this?
And we may see Triple H. We know that there is real animosity between The Rock and Triple H. That's true. And they kind of played into it a little bit on TV with The Rock's promo last week, that he stated over everybody, including Triple H, that he's the boss. So maybe, and I'm talking to Rock, the final boss. He is the final boss. He makes all the final decisions. If you think that that's not true, that's 100% true. If you think they're letting Dave LaGreca in to the media scrum after WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, you got another thing coming. He's got that door locked tighter than Tony Khan would have for me after Revolution coming up next week. You think The Rock is going to let me in? Because he truly is the final boss. Did you watch that WrestleMania 40 farce documentary that they had on YouTube, where he took all the credit for changing the main event of WrestleMania 40? Like he had a choice. So, yes, I could see Triple H getting involved in this story. What else you got, Paul?
All right. There is a question about what is Punk's favor at this point. That's from Legend Storm TV. What's Punk's favor?
Maybe it's not at WrestleMania. Maybe we won't see it until SummerSlam. They're going to have a continuing story. Now, maybe it's the resurgence of the bloodline. Maybe it is the Punk favor. But don't forget that, 4 months after WrestleMania, you got SummerSlam in New Jersey 2 nights at MetLife Stadium. 2 nights at MetLife Stadium. So I don't think they have to blow through everything just for WrestleMania 41. So maybe we do see Punk cash it in. Maybe it is for him to get into the main event. Maybe there's more to this story that I don't see over the next 6 or 7 weeks before we get to WrestleMania 41. But he doesn't have to cash in the favor with Heyman right now. It could happen later this year. And like I said, you're going to have the biggest SummerSlam of all time to fill 2 nights at MetLife Stadium. So maybe we don't find it out now. Maybe it's not until August at SummerSlam. Okay, Paul.
Yeah, this is a quick comment, not a question, but this is from Norman Mears, and it says, "I wish 114-year-old Ray could have seen this." Pa-pow, 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 pa-pow.
And again, I watched the final episode of Ted Lasso, so I'm pretty emotional as it is before going into Elimination Chamber. I'm a little late to the party to Ted Lasso, so don't kill me for it. I watch a lot of wrestling, all right? So I was already emotional already. But to bring that name up to me, and for those who don't know, we had, unfortunately, a 114-year-old loyal Busted Open Nation listener has been listening to Busted Open since we started in 1918. Very loyal Busted Open Nation member that listened to this show. 114. And for those of you that listen to Busted Open on Wednesday, TNT, Thunder and Tommy, pow, 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 pow. He called in at the age of 114. I can't even believe the man was able to dial a phone. He had to do Klondike 877-344-4893. He had to do Klondike 877, the number to call into Busted Open. And he asked Tommy to do the TNT pow, 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 pow. Tommy refused. We heard that he passed away before the show was over. So rest in peace. 114 years old. That's a great run. We should all live that long. But his last thing that he requested before leaving this earth was for Tommy Dreamer to do pow, 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 pow. And Tommy refused. That's on Tommy. Because when Tommy's time comes and he's trying to go through those pearly gates, God will remind him of what he did on a Wednesday edition of Busted Open, and he's going straight to hell. What do you got, Paul?
Just so excited, the amount of pow, 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 pows we got in the chat, Dave. It's a beautiful thing. But
for those who don't listen on Wednesday, start listening on Wednesday. Tommy and Thunder, Thunder and Tommy, TNT, pow, 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 pow. Actually, there was, if you watched Collision, for those who did, and if you didn't, go back and watch it on your TiVo. Big TNT, pow, 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 sign at Collision. So thank you for the sign in Collision. Thank you, Zito in California, for the big TNT, pow, 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 pow sign at Collision. Could have used it at Elimination Chamber, but I digress. I was really hoping for Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens to get Busted Open so that Pat McAfee could give a shout out to Busted Open. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, because even when you get hit in the head with a chair of barbed wire, you don't bleed. Kevin Owens has got some tough skin on him. What do you got, Paul?
I think Wade said Busted Open, but because it was Wade, we didn't get a this is getting serious, and I'm not talking about Busted Open on SiriusXM.
Wade Barrett, though, last year won Commentator of the Year for our Busted Open Award, so congratulations to Wade Barrett.
Absolutely. So this is a serious question, and it's up now. Do we, if this is going to be corporate Cena, do we finally see the end of Cena's jorts now? And that's from Dirty.
This is an interesting question. So, John Cena has worn the jorts because you can't get rid of the jorts. He's synonymous with the jorts. But now that you're corporate Cena, I think it might be time for him to drop the jorts. This may be the time for John Cena to drop the jorts. It's actually a very serious question because I think, unlike Seth Rollins, I would take John Cena more seriously by what he's wearing if he wasn't wearing the jorts.
Also, like on that same note, a question from Brandon DeRoche. He says, Cena needs a new theme. What do they do there? Do you think we're going to hear the end of his theme song now?
I don't know. I mean, listen, everything's a big question mark because I'm still trying to process what we just saw. I never thought that we would see John Cena turn heel. Now you're asking me, no jorts, no sneakers, different theme song, anything is possible right now. I'd actually love for John Cena to come back with the old Thugonomics entrance theme. I mean, I would rather, but that would actually make me cheer John Cena, so maybe that's not a good idea. What else you got, Paul?
Okay, do you think that Seth is aligned with The Rock because he stomped Punk to let Cena win? That's from RW.
I think that's more about how Seth feels about CM Punk, but it was interesting because during the men's Elimination Chamber match, when Cena and Seth were doing the punches back and forth, the 35,000 fans in Toronto were cheering for Cena and booing Seth. I thought that was very, very interesting tonight at Elimination Chamber. But I listen, I could be wrong, but I think that was more about Seth's animosity towards Punk. I don't think that has anything to do with The Rock.
How about this? Since people are kind of like wondering where the teams are, do we get Team Rock, Cena, and someone versus Team Cody, Roman, and Punk at War Games? Like looking that far ahead, you think this carries all the way through November?
Maybe, but let's see. I'm not even going to look that far ahead. Right now, I'm only looking at WrestleMania 41 because you could say what you want about War Games, and that's interesting. I'm worried about this WWE Universal Championship. That's what I'm worried about right now. Because it's going to be a year that Cody's held this title. Do we have John Cena win his 17th championship? And, you know, I'm the biggest Cody fan, but I'm also the biggest Ric Flair fan of all time. I don't want to see Ric Flair's championship reign broken. And that's exactly what will happen if John Cena beats Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41.
There's some people in the comments that think that maybe Travis Scott would do Cena's new entrance theme because he was out there.
That's a great call. Maybe Travis Scott does the new entrance for John Cena because they had Travis Scott in there for a reason, right? I mean, Travis Scott, like I thought he was supposed to perform and then he could have just done something and then Rock, but they had Travis Scott in the ring. They had Travis Scott humiliate Cody. There had to be a reason for that. So that's a great point. Maybe Travis Scott does John Cena's new entrance theme. I like that. That's a great idea.
TJ Brown.
Wait, hold on. If Travis Scott does John Cena's entrance theme, then fuck Travis Scott too. Fuck The Rock. Fuck John Cena. Fuck Travis Scott. Fuck all three of them.
We're like dangerously close to too many fucks on YouTube. Oh, but we're okay.
No more.
We're okay.
No
more. We're okay.
No more. I promise. First of all, if there's any kids watching
they should be
this
sleeping
right
by now.
Go to bed.
Yeah.
I know it's a Saturday. Go to bed. It's after 11 o'clock. Okay? Elimination Chamber's over. You can watch this YouTube video in the morning. Maybe we'll have a kid-friendly version of this video. I don't know. But I promise no more F-bombs. But I want to make it clear that my F-bombs were dropped at The Rock, John Cena, and Travis Scott. There you go.
Who would have thought that you would drop 3 F-bombs on those 3? But okay.
No, because Travis Scott's aligned himself with The Rock.
It's a fair point. TJ Brown wants to know if you're going to rock the robe in Vegas now.
I'm bringing the robe. Now, as everybody... Now, this is interesting. Because those who know, Seth Turner collected Violetta's Victoria's Secret pink robe that I wore in the infamous promo that The Rock posted on his Instagram, which now hangs in the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, in the Physical Hall of Fame in Albany, New York. Now, I did use... Now, if you go to podswag.com, which you should do, anybody that's going to Las Vegas for WrestleMania 41... Go to podswag.com right now. Get yourself a pink robe so you get it in time for your trip to Vegas, because I will be wearing a pink robe in Las... I'm wearing it all weekend long. Starting Thursday all the way to Sunday, I'm going to be wearing the pink robe in Las Vegas. So if you're with me and you're part of the Cody Crybabies and you're a Loyal Nation member, go to podswag.com and buy yourself a official Cody Crybaby Dwayne pink robe. Yes. So to answer your question, yes, the pink robe is coming. It's coming with me. Pink robe is coming with me.
So last year we didn't get Stone Cold in Philly in WrestleMania. So Brandon DeRoche wants to know, does Stone Cold return to help Cody? He has no friends right now.
Maybe we get Cody. God, imagine if Dustin shows up in Las Vegas to help his brother, Dustin Rhodes, who should be going after the AEW World Championship, but I digress. That's another topic for another day, because I still would love for that feud between him and MJF to be revisited. Possibly Dustin Rhodes going after a championship. But if not, imagine if he shows up in Vegas to help his brother Cody. Oh, baby.
There's a question from Bari. Do you know what Bosley is? Because Bari wants to know, will John Cena make a commercial for Bosley?
Well, I mean, yes, I do know what Bosley is. It's for, it's for hair growth. That's a shot at John Cena's bald spot.
But you know what? Now it works. Before, we might not have talked about it because he's babyface John Cena. But now, fair game.
Well, now that he's aligned himself with The Rock, and The Rock, he's going to be The Rock's possible champion, then maybe The Rock can get him like a hairpiece to fill up that, that bald spot. The Rock, I mean, just saying, because if you're going to be walking with The Rock, I don't know if The Rock wants, come on now. It's very possible. We'll see. But you know what? You got to support John Cena. He doesn't care. John Cena does not care. So if he doesn't care, we shouldn't care. That's the way I look at it. What do you got, Paul?
Yeah, more conspiracy theories here. Larry Lutz was asking, same question. You kind of answered it before, but it says, since Seth helped Cena win, do you think maybe eventually it's revealed that he's in on it?
No, I don't think so. And Larry, thanks for the question. I love all the questions from the Busted Open Nation. Don't forget, Jonathan and Justin will be live tomorrow morning, SiriusXM Fight Nation. Don't forget myself, Mark Henry, and Bully Ray will be live on Monday. We'll be talking about this. But really quick, just let me recap the entire Elimination Chamber, because I don't want to, I just don't want to skip over everything, because I thought it was great. Starting with the women's Elimination Chamber match, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. Jade attacking Naomi. I mean, holy cow. The way that Jade beat the hell out of Naomi. My goodness, that was physical. That was maybe as physical as what we saw between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in that unsanctioned match. The hair whip that Bianca Belair gave to Liv Morgan. The welts that Liv Morgan had on her body. Holy cow. And then congratulations to Bianca Belair. Congratulations to Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus. Congratulations to Trish, who will, as I am, will be a member of the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, being inducted in October in Albany, New York. I will be there as well, so hopefully we'll see members of the Busted Open Nation. The unsanctioned match, and again, great job. I love the darkened arena for the unsanctioned match. The referee and not in the correct referee uniform with the WWE emblem on it. I thought that was fantastic. Those little things do add up in something like this. So I love the way that they did it. You get Owens with the victory, but the return of Randy Orton. It was weird. I was like, I really thought that Owens, if he was going to win, was going to win with the package pile driver. That didn't happen, but then you saw what he was trying to do outside the ring, and then you get the return of Randy Orton. But all that people are going to be talking about is that men's Elimination Chamber match and what we saw after the men's Elimination Chamber match. Again, the Cena and Seth punches where they were cheering for Cena and booing Seth. Finishing with Punk Cena, no better way to end than with Punk and Cena. Seth's curb stomp to get Punk and to have John Cena get the cover and get the win. And you saw the hints starting at the press conference right after the Royal Rumble. Because I think that's what we're going to go back to when we look at this heel turn is the demeanor of John Cena in that press conference after the Royal Rumble a little over a month ago. That's what we're going to be looking back in the gradual slow turn of John Cena. And of course, what Cody said to The Rock, then John Cena, the kick to the nuts, and then boom, the heel turn. And of course, the Travis Scott Sage, which will always be remembered in Toronto at Elimination Chamber. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you, hanging in there after Elimination Chamber. I'm sure a bunch of you have had some daddy sodas. Maybe you're continuing to have daddy sodas. Maybe you're having daddy sodas right now. Maybe you're going to reach a couple of these. Maybe you need daddy sodas to wash away the memory of John Cena turning heel. Maybe there's some people in their late 20s, early 30s, like Susumu, who grew up watching John Cena. John Cena being their hero with posters of John Cena's and "You Can't See Me" t-shirts and hats, wearing jorts saying, "That's my guy." Well, your guy just turned on my guy, Cody Rhodes. And that is your main event for WrestleMania 41. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Don't forget, go to podswag.com/bustedopen for all your Busted Open gear. Get your pink robe to wear for WrestleMania 41. I'll be wearing it all week long in Las Vegas, strutting with my pink robe. I've already ordered a new one. Hopefully it's in time for Las Vegas. I know that it will. Don't forget, you can listen to Busted Open 7 days a week on SiriusXM Fight Nation. Don't forget to subscribe to the Busted Open podcast. And more importantly, see what you've been hearing, because when you hear your family right here on the Busted Open YouTube page. Thank you to Paul Ehrlich. Thank you to Susumu. The man is so famous, he really only has one name, and that's Susumu. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time right here on Busted Open.